What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bies. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. If you'd like to follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, that's where you can find me, and would love to have you over there. Pick your platform. Let's have some fun. Now, today, we are deep diving into yet another MLM. I know it's a shocker, right? It's a shocker. This one's called Make Wellness, and honestly, it's the latest in a long line of companies making big, bold claims using pseudoscience to sell you stuff, or to attempt to sell you stuff. Spoiler alert, it's all about recruiting more than it is about the product. I think we've all figured that out by now, but we're going to get into all of that. So today, we're going to take a look at some studies that Make Wellness is using to sound scientific and fancy, in my opinion. So grab your favorite non-MLM protein shake. Let's sit back, turn the volume up, put your headphones on, and let's break down some real science. But first, I want to remind us of what this company is saying, the claims that they're making from the founder himself, Justin Prince.
Hey, this is Justin Prince, the founder of Make Wellness. We're excited that you're here checking out more about our company and more about our bioactive precision peptides. Odds are you've had a friend refer you to this video or to this site saying, hey, this is interesting, I want you to check it out. So my goal in these next just couple minutes together is to share with you more about what we're up to and to see if I can answer a couple of your questions. Now, you're hearing a lot about peptides. You know, peptides are really the future of what's happening in health and wellness. Now, the challenge with peptides as they are today is they're synthetic chemical compounds made in a lab. Most of them you have to inject. Now, there is some oral peptides, but most of them you have to run through an injection.
One thing that I want to point out right off the bat is instead of him talking about his products, what they can do for people, he's immediately villainizing what I believe to be Ozempic, Wegovy, and those types of peptide injections. So I find that really interesting. I've mentioned this before on other videos that I've done covering this, but I just really want to point that out here. If you have to say something bad about something in order to promote your thing, if you will, that's kind of odd, right? And I believe that I have heard somewhere along the way that they are not villainizing medicine or something like that. I could be imagining a different company, but starting off strong here with villainizing medicine prescribed by a doctor.
They're expensive and they're hard to get access to, and there's really not a trusted source. So as we were putting our business together,
there's really not a trusted source of a medication prescribed by a doctor? Okay.
Together we thought, what if you could solve some of these problems with peptides, because the peptides themselves are so powerful. And so as we did this global search, we found research labs that are using artificial intelligence data platforms to identify, to isolate, and to do human clinical.
What even is this? Naturally smart, artificially intelligent. We dive into the richest sources of bioactive peptides in nature, seeking out those natural compounds that can bestow upon us the gift of extended youth and health. These peptides, once obscure, are now being recognized for their ability to modulate biological processes that are central to aging, such as protein synthesis, cellular repair, and inflammation, unlocking human potential. These are the claims that Justin Prince is making with Make Wellness. We're going to talk about the science of all of this.
Studies on peptides from nature. So instead of them coming from a lab, they're from nature. And Mother Nature is the ultimate biochemist. Her pharmacy is the natural world.
Yeah, and that natural world is food, in my opinion. That's where you can get peptides from.
Instead of running through an injection, you could actually take them as a nutritional supplement. And they were way more affordable. We could help people get access to peptides, and they could come from a trusted source. And that's when we launched this company, Make Wellness. And it's this concept that we can not only make wellness in someone's health and wellness, but also make wellness in their financial situation, make wellness in their homes by teaching value and principle-based leadership. We can make wellness in their confidence and their courage, all the key areas of someone's life. We could really make magic happen and make a difference in people's lives. And so we put the company together and we opened up a pre-enrollment on August 1st. And man, the response has been nothing short of unbelievable. You know, we've had tens of thousands of people that have said, hey, this makes sense to me. I'd like to be a part of this. What's exciting with Make Wellness is the products themselves. We're going to launch 6 products this fall, and this will be part of our original line. This won't be where the line stops. All of our products are based on I am statements. So I am fit, I am lean, I am energized, I am focused, I'm hydrated, I am calm. You know, I like to tell people, do you know anyone that would not like to be, you know, fit, lean, energized, and focused? I think all of us would, right? So first.
So you're just trying to appeal to everybody. Got it.
Is fit. What's so exciting about this one is this has a metabolic matrix technology in this product. It's a stick pack you'll drink every morning, tastes like an orange sunrise. It's got a really mild taste, no chemically taste. And what's awesome about this product is it actually helps you to both maintain and build lean muscle. Now, you don't have to be a CrossFit champion or, you know, a bodybuilder to care about lean muscle. In fact, you know, women specifically, men too, but women specifically, about age 40, we lose about 2 to 3% of our.
Great. The new GoDaddy Arrow has AI marketing tools to help small.
Age 40, we lose about 2 to 3% of our muscle mass per year. This happens to men as well.
I'm pretty sure that happens if you're not taking in adequate protein and or you're not working on building muscle, lifting weights, weight-bearing activities, things of that nature. He left that part out though.
And so we want to maintain muscle. A simple way to think about it is muscle. Lean muscle is the fountain of youth. And so this product actually has peptides that will help you to both maintain lean muscle, build lean muscle, and then also to recover more rapidly. It also can increase your body's production of NAD.
Let's see the studies. Oh, we'll get to them.
Lean, many of you have heard of Ozempic. So Ozempic was actually a peptide, a chemical compound, like we talked about earlier, that pharma used to work with diabetes. The people started losing all this weight. The challenge with that weight is about 40% of the weight they were losing was actually from muscle. What people love about lean is the clinical study.
Who loves these aspects of lean that he's getting ready to tell us? Because the only people that have tried it as of the day of me filming this are top recruiters. We'll talk about that and more here shortly.
Using the peptide from lean with our Apticurb complex technology is that about 100% of the weight folks are losing is coming from fat, specifically through the trunk areas. They're losing about 65% of the weight through the trunk area with DEXA scans.
Now, is he citing a small group of people that have tried this product, or is he citing these studies that they're using that I don't want to give too much away yet? This is where I think things get a little muddy. The water gets a little muddy, if you will, because one thing we've seen from MLM companies is that they will use legitimate studies on ingredients and they'll say, oh, well, our proprietary blend has this ingredient, so therefore this study we're going to use to get to the masses to try and, you know, justify our product. It doesn't work that way. So I don't know if that's what he's doing here. What studies is he referring to? What do y'all think?
Losing an average of 2 inches off the waistline. They were eating about 600 calories less per day. And you know how it is. If you go on a calorie restricted diet, then you get grumpy, right? No one wants to be around you. What this also did is it helped to control and regulate the ghrelin and the leptin, which is your hunger and your satiety hormones. So it makes you, you know, where people can enjoy you and you can enjoy your journey. So you have fit, lean, focused. You know, as you know, we live in the most distracted time in human history, right? We've never had more distractions hitting us at all times. It's harder and harder to get focused and to maintain your focus. What you're going to love with this product is it actually has peptides that help to increase both the oxygen and the blood flow to your brain, to where you can get dialed in, you can get laser focused. It also helps you with the blue light. You know, we're all looking at our phones all the time. Energized is
Okay, so far, to summarize, he has talked about losing body fat. He has talked about feeling satiated or more satiated. He has talked about focus, increasing blood flow to the brain to help with focus. He has talked about recovery of muscle fibers. These are some of the things. I'm pointing this out for a reason. It's important that I'm pointing these out because we're going to dive into the studies here after we watch this.
Incredible product because Energized actually, not only does it help you with your energy, it has a sustained release natural source of caffeine so there's not that pop and drop. It's a sustained release of caffeine. It also helps to increase your serotonin and your.
What happens after that time release of caffeine?
dopamine levels. Now, in addition to our peptide products, we have also what we call our support products that support the function of the peptide in the body.
So the only reason, in my opinion, these MLM companies offer these support products is to encourage people to buy more of their products.
The first one is hydrated. And hydrated, as you know, one of the...
I was wrong on the Make Wellness fails video. I thought this was called Hydrate. The woman on that video said it was called Hydrated. My apologies, I was wrong. It's called Hydrated.
Reasons we go through so much, whether it's stress or some of the different issues we do, is because we're dehydrated. So it's a grapefruit flavor. You can sip on it throughout the day, and this will actually enhance the way that the peptides work in your system. Then in addition to that, when we also have Calm. What you're gonna love about Calm is it's what's called a direct to mouth. You remember when we were kids, they had pixie sticks? You just put it in direct to mouth. That's how Calm works. And a friend of mine described it as it's like a warm blanket, being thrown over you. So Calm is an amazing product as well. So we're launching 6 products this fall. We'll launch more as we move forward. Our business model is designed for the modern affiliate and the modern networker. As we launch our business, you'll run the whole thing from an app on your phone, as you're in carpool lines, as you're, on vacation, as you're at the lunch at your job.
Please do not work your MLM business from the carpool line. Please pay attention to the children around you and what you've got going on. And working on vacation, absolutely not.
You can run your whole business. We have done for you content libraries for your social media. We have built-in AI assistants to be able to help you with your social media, all of the easy customer sharing and customer tracking. And then we also build in our entire leadership academy, because I really have a lot of passion about this idea of creating a value and principle-based leadership revolution in our country. I feel like our country in many ways is in chaos. And I feel like value and principle-based leadership that starts with you and I ultimately goes into our homes. The 4 walls, the work that we'll do, the most important work we'll ever do is in the 4 walls of our own home. And then ultimately...
I'm sorry. You think that you can change the leadership of our country, the United States, because of your MLM company? The ego of this guy.
In our communities and around the country and ultimately around the world.
Feels like a dream, feels like magic. Now I believe I can have.
Around the country and ultimately around the world. If we're going to change people's lives, it starts with you and I. From there, we created our compensation model. What you're going to love about this is it's simple, my friends. It's something you can do in the natural flow of your life. You'll earn up to 40% on all of your own personal influence, the customers you introduce, even direct.
Yeah, up to 40%, which means you have to sell a lot of product in order to increase your discount or your commission, not discount, your commission that you earn. But he's leaving that out of the story. That is the biggest discount that they have, or the biggest commission rate. I keep saying discount, sorry guys. The biggest commission rate that they have, but it's also the level in their compensation plan where you have to sell the most product in a month, which the majority of people are never going to accomplish.
Affiliates that you introduce, and even up to on your own orders. And then you can receive an override on your direct affiliates, anything that they sell as well. This is one of those moments and one of those companies that launch every number of decades that are what Winston Churchill once talked about when he says you're being figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a special thing, something that's unique to you and fitted to your talent, something that would be your finest hour. My friends, this is that figurative tap. Your friend saying, hey, check this out. We think it's interesting. There's a lot of really amazing upside here to be able to hear about a business that's going to do what this business is going to do at this early stage, and to be one of the first people in the world to go sing the song and tell the story of bioactive precision peptides. So we would encourage you to, if this resonates with you and this makes sense, pre-enroll with us. It's free, there's no obligation, and you can learn more about our company and our products and so on as we move into our
pre-enrollment now through October 27th, pre-launch October 28th. The Founders Box, which is $500. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'm done with this. Okay, so here's the thing. As we saw from that last slide, Make Wellness hasn't even launched yet, but they're already throwing around big words like bioprecision, peptides, and artificial intelligence to get people hyped up about their products. Except, like I stated earlier, most of the people involved haven't even tried these products. The only people that have tried the products are the top recruiters. It's the wildest thing that I've seen in an MLM pre-launch in quite some time. To top it all off, they're more than likely using a proprietary blend. I've covered that in other videos. And you know that is a magic phrase that these MLMs love to use when they don't want you to know what's actually in their products. And they present it in a way where it's like, oh, well, we just don't want other people to know what we're doing because then they'll copy it. Okay, I'm sure that's why. So what do they do instead? They pull studies from places like, I don't know, some motivational speaker's Dropbox. That's not a joke. That's actually a thing, which is why I'm doing this video today, to make it seem like their products are backed by science. But let's take a look at these studies and see if Make Wellness is really the breakthrough in health that they claim to be, or just another MLM trying to sound legit. I have included all of the studies in the video description, along with a lot of other information. If you are somebody that wants to dive into them, check them out, look for yourself, that's cool. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to summarize all of the studies from this Dropbox that was put together by somebody in Make Wellness, or the Dropbox is owned by somebody in Make Wellness. And these are the studies that they're sending to people to justify, hey, this is what our products do. So this is going to be a summary. If you're somebody that wants more details, you can go to the video description and check that out. All right, study number 1, Vicia faba peptide network. So first, we've got a study, just like I already mentioned, Vicia faba. Basically, it's a type of bean. And in this study, they compared a peptide from this bean to milk protein to see which one was better for muscle recovery. Spoiler, there was no difference when it came to recovering from being immobilized, aka sitting on your butt for too long. But the bean did help with muscle protein synthesis once people started moving again. Cool, right? Okay, but here's the kicker. This is just one isolated study on a very specific peptide from this bean. It's not some magic ingredient in Make Wellness's product, yet they're going to twist this, and are, in my opinion, to say that their product does something that it doesn't. Please do not fall for this. Study number 2 was on strength recovery and muscle fatigue. So this is another study on Vicia faba, but this time it's hydrolyzed, which means that they've broken it down into tiny pieces. That study found that this bean protein helped some healthy men recover their strength and reduce muscle fatigue. It even reduced a hormone called myostatin that can slow down muscle growth. That all sounds cool, right? But does this have anything to do with Make Wellness? No, not really. They're just taking a study on a specific controlled ingredient and slapping their proprietary blend label on it, in my opinion. Meanwhile, they're not going to tell you that if this magical bean is even in their products, let alone in any significant amount. That's why these companies, in my opinion, hide behind a proprietary blend. Study number 3 was preventing muscle atrophy, which is muscle wasting that happens in people with certain medical conditions. And in this study, researchers tested specific food ingredients to help prevent that muscle loss. Important research for people in need of real medical help, but what does this have to do with Make Wellness? Absolutely nothing. Make Wellness isn't treating muscle wasting diseases, thank goodness. They're just selling MLM products and pushing you to recruit your friends and family, just like other MLM companies. But hey, throwing around terms like preventing muscle loss sounds good for marketing, right? They're hoping you won't notice the difference, in my opinion, between actual science and their mystery blend, aka proprietary blend. Study number 4 is about AI and peptides from rice. They used AI basically to identify peptides from rice that could reduce.
After last month's massive solar flare added a 25th hour to the day, businesses are wondering, what should we do
I'm
with
thinking
it?
company-wide power nap.
Anything can change the world of work. From HR to payroll, ADP designs for the next anything.
Inflammation. I believe this is what Justin Prince was referencing in the video that we just watched. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love me some tech. I do love some technology. I do love things that make people's lives easier, but let's all be real. This study isn't talking about AI making your smoothies or some futuristic magic pill. This is AI used in a lab to find specific bioactive compounds. But Make Wellness, they're taking that buzzword, in my opinion, AI, and sprinkling it on their products like it's some kind of revolutionary tech. Spoiler, it's not. It's just a fancy word to make you feel like their product is somehow cutting edge. It's not, and the science here doesn't even back up any of their claims. Study number 5 and 6. More peptides and muscle atrophy. More studies on peptides here, this time talking about inflammation and muscle atrophy prevention. Again, we're seeing legitimate research for people with health conditions, but Make Wellness is just borrowing the language to sell products that don't even seem connected to original research. In the end, they're slapping on bioavailable precision peptides like it's a magic spell. Y'all know how much I love Halloween, by the way. But they're not even telling you what peptides are in the proprietary blend. Maybe it's just some bean powder they found on sale, who knows? Study 7, citrus peels for fat loss. Let's talk about this next one. A study on a citrus extract that helps with fat loss in overweight men. Yes, you heard me right, citrus peels. This was a specific extract tested in a very specific way, and it showed some promise for fat loss. Cool, right? But here's the thing. If Make Wellness throws this into their marketing, it's probably just to sound like their product burns fat. In reality, unless you're eating straight up citrus peel, this has zero to do with what they're selling. It's a bait and switch, in my opinion, using science that doesn't even apply to their product at all. Study number 8, kimchi. And yes, really. Last but not least, we're going to talk about kimchi. This study showed how eating fermented foods like kimchi can benefit your health. I love kimchi, don't get me wrong. And yes, it's so good for your gut, but it has absolutely nothing to do with whatever Make Wellness is pushing, in my opinion. MLMs love to hijack studies like this that throw in a few buzzwords about gut health and pretend like their products have anything to do with real fermented foods. Spoiler alert, they do not. You'd be better off just eating some real kimchi instead of whatever powder they're peddling, in my opinion, of course. The studies Make Wellness is hinting at may seem impressive at first glance, but here's the truth. They're just throwing around sciencey sounding words like bioprecision peptides and AI to confuse you, or to make you feel like, oh, well, you should know this. We know more than you, so that you don't question what they're saying. It's alarming, in my opinion. These studies don't even apply to what they're selling, and most of the people pushing these products haven't even tried them. It's all just part of the recruitment game. That's why only the top recruiters in the company have received these samples, like I've talked about previously. Now, how can a company that hasn't even launched their MLM rank advance and have celebrations around it? That's weird, right? If you want the benefits of these studies, go eat some beans. Go eat some citrus peels specifically, if you can tolerate it, or even some kimchi, in my opinion. You'll probably get better results than from some overpriced proprietary blend of mystery powder wrapped up in an unethical MLM company that's currently operating, in my opinion, again, as a pyramid scheme. Don't take my word for it, though. Check out Oz's article over at Behind MLM, listed in the video description, along with other creators that have talked about it, Julie Joe, Julie Anderson, and say hello to DC. You know what the best part of all of this is? You don't have to recruit anyone into a shady MLM to support the anti-MLM movement, and that's a big win in my book. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. You can turn the little bell notification on if you'd like to get notified anytime I upload anything. And let me know in the comments what MLM scheme you'd like me to dive into next. I do have a bunch of deep dives that I'm working on, and I would love to dive into MLM companies and the science behind their claims, similar to what I did here today. And remember, guys, when it comes to your health, you deserve real science, not MLM nonsense. See you in the next video. Bye, everybody.